So when you hear the words PR, public relations, what first comes to mind for you? Maybe it's that, classic image, a spokesperson on TV, maybe a big newspaper headline. But what if I told you that now, in 2025, PR has really transformed into something, well, much deeper and more powerful? This deep dive is all about that. We're calling it the silent engine of success. 5 transformational benefits of modern PR in a noisy digital age. See, today, PR isn't just like chasing media coverage anymore. It's really shifted fundamentally. It's moved into this area we're calling perception engineering,
Mhm.
which is essentially about proactively shaping how people think and feel about your brand or your message, often subtly, right? Long before they even think about buying something.
Huh.
So, our mission here is to pull out these powerful, often kind of overlooked benefits of strategic PR, especially now in this, always on algorithm driven world. Because let's face it, attention is fractured, trust is super scarce, and brand equity, how you're perceived, that's the real currency now. Understanding the shift is absolutely key to navigating everything. Okay, let's unpack this. Right, let's kick things off with the first big benefit, PR as reputation insurance. Right? I mean, in today's world, it's kind of scary, isn't it? One tweet, one slip up, and it can just explode. A brand can be in serious trouble overnight. We've all seen it. Cancel culture, AI misinformation spreading like wildfire, viral scandals. So the big question is, how can modern PR possibly, help you stand up against that kind of instant pressure?
Well, the critical thing to grasp here is that modern PR isn't just about reacting anymore. It's not just damage control after the fire starts. It's much more about proactive crisis prevention. Think of it like having really good fire extinguishers already in place. You hope you don't need them, but you're ready. A brand that's built up trust, consistently put out a positive narrative. It can weather these storms so much better than one with no story, no goodwill built up. Our sources suggest that companies with that kind of pre-crisis PR, they can cut recovery time, associated costs, by maybe 30–40%. That's significant.
That's a really crucial distinction.
Yeah.
And the research we looked at, it had some powerful examples like, remember that big retail brand handled a major product recall with such transparency, or that food company that bounced back from a contamination scare really fast. Their existing goodwill, which they'd built up through consistent PR, it really did act like a shield, and it made a huge difference in how the public reacted. And ultimately, yeah, they survived.
Exactly. And that's the key takeaway for you listening. The real power is in meticulously building that narrative, shaping perception, fostering goodwill before anything happens. It's all about being prepared,
Yeah.
creating that like reservoir of trust you can draw on when, the unexpected hits.
Okay, so PR helps you survive a crisis.
Yeah.
But how does it help you actually, thrive day to day? Which brings us to our second point, which is super relevant today, searchable authority. I mean, let's be real. For most people now, Google, that's the new business card. Before they meet you, before they trust you, definitely before they buy from you, they're searching online. So how does PR fit into making that first digital impression really, really count?
Right. This is where PR-backed SEO becomes, well, absolutely vital. It's not just optional anymore. See, when you get mentioned in reputable media or you publish thought leadership articles in respected places or even just get expert quotes featured, you're not just like appearing in search results. You're actually building this deep, verifiable layer of credibility that people can find. Our sources really hammer this home. You're not just showing up, you're showing up strong. You've got third-party validation. Google loves that. And frankly, people trust it instinctively.
And the numbers really back that up, don't they? The sources we saw pointed to companies with that strong PR-backed search presence. They saw conversion rates from branded searches, people searching their name, jump by like 15–20%. That's huge. Plus all those high-quality backlinks you get from media sites, they act like superchargers for your overall SEO, pushing you higher, reinforcing that authority.
hmm And this really raises an important question for you, for everyone listening. When someone Googles you or your company right now, how well does that digital footprint actually reflect your credibility,
Yeah.
your authority? Is it just, basic info? Or does it scream trust?
That is a powerful question. And speaking of trust, let's dive into benefit number 3, trust at scale without ads. We all feel it, right? Ad fatigue, it's real. People just tune out ads faster than ever. But what do they tune into? Stories, authentic narratives. So how does modern PR uniquely tap into that, overcome the ad blindness, and build trust like at scale?
Well, this is exactly where earned media really shines. That's the key concept. We're talking about genuine interviews, guest posts, authentic features, stuff you don't pay for directly. These aren't ads in disguise. They're earned because your story or your expertise has merit. And that builds this organic, independent credibility that, honestly, ad money just can't buy. The principle is pretty straightforward. Trust is the new ROI.
Hmm.
And PR, that's probably the best mechanism you have to actually scale that trust across a wide, often skeptical audience. It endorses you.
Yeah, and you see this so clearly with brands that have just blown up seemingly out of nowhere. Our sources highlighted examples, indie skincare lines or cool tech startups that went viral.
Yeah.
And they gained massive traction, not because they dumped money into ads, but because of genuine press features, authentic stories that just clicked with people. Their growth was organic, right? Driven by that third-party nod and this, like, expanding circle of trust.
Absolutely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it just underscores the incredible power of authentic storytelling, of independent endorsement. It creates this multiplier effect for your message that paid ads just can't touch. It dramatically lowers your customer acquisition costs too and builds loyalty that lasts.
Okay, now let's shift to something with real staying power. Thought leadership that outlives campaigns. Just think about social media posts, right? They vanish. 24 hours, maybe less. They're so fleeting. But PR seems to offer this incredible longevity for your ideas. How exactly does it give your insights that kind of public shelf life?
Yeah, PR really does give your ideas a proper public shelf life. It's not like that disappearing ink on social media. When you manage to get opinions published or you contribute expert commentary to, reputable platforms, or you're a guest on a significant podcast, you're effectively cementing your voice right into the industry's knowledge base. It becomes part of the record, those contributions.
Yeah.
They become part of the ongoing conversation. People find them, reference them long, long after they first appeared.
And that really matters for those high-stakes situations, doesn't it? The research brought up a fascinating point. Investors, potential partners, even high-ticket clients, they often research founders and leaders. And not just by looking at company numbers, but by their published ideas. What have they actually said? What's their thinking? They're looking for that established thought leadership. It helps them assess, vision, credibility. It's almost like a public CV of your brain power.
Exactly. And a key insight there is how building that thought leadership creates this enduring legacy for your expertise. But it's more than just legacy. It generates this magnetic pull. It attracts the right kind of high-value connections and opportunities, often without you even having to chase them down. They find you.
Okay. Finally, let's get right down to the bottom line, the direct business impact, business leverage, PR as a sales accelerator. So what does all this really mean for, actual business results? Can getting the right media feature truly, cut your sales cycle in half?
Oh, absolutely. And the way it works is both simple and really powerful. Essentially, trust has already been transferred. It comes from that reputable third party, the media outlet, the podcast, whatever it is. So when a credible source features you or your company, it doesn't just warm up leads. It almost pre-qualifies them in a way. They come to you already knowing something positive, already impressed, and holding a degree of trust they wouldn't otherwise have. This makes you way more attractive for partnerships. It definitely speeds up sales talks. And crucially, it makes you Google-worthy to investors doing their homework. That's huge.
Yeah, we saw really compelling, real-world examples in the sources. Tech startups, for instance, securing vital Series A funding, partly because investors kept seeing the CEO quoted or featured in top industry journals, or big strategic partnerships forming because one company was just clearly seen as the thought leader in that specific niche, thanks to PR. So it's not just theory, is it? It's a real, tangible driver of business growth.
Exactly. And if you zoom out and connect this to the big picture, it shows pretty profoundly that modern PR isn't just, fluff or image management. It's not just about soft perceptions anymore. It's a direct, often measurable driver of actual business growth. It's a serious competitive advantage in today's crowded market.
So what we've really unpacked today shows pretty clearly that modern PR has fundamentally shifted, hasn't it? It's really not just about getting your name out there anymore. It's perception engineering. It acts as this silent but incredibly powerful engine driving success. We've walked through those 5 key transformational benefits: that reputation insurance for unstable times, building searchable authority, creating trust at scale without needing tons of ads, cementing thought leadership that actually lasts, and finally, directly accelerating sales and providing real business leverage. These benefits really do seem to underpin success in this, noisy digital world we're all in.
And maybe as you reflect on all this, think about that crucial difference. The distinction between just being visible versus being perceived as truly trustworthy and authoritative. Ask yourself, how might strategically shaping your own narrative or your organization's narrative, how might that be the most undervalued asset you have, allowing you not just to show up, but to really show up strong? to stand out in the ways that actually matter.
Thank you so much for diving deep with us today. We really hope these insights give you something to think about, a different lens maybe on the power of modern PR, and how you can apply this understanding to make a bigger impact in your own always-on world.